psychology of people born in the United States is shaped early by a quiet but powerful lesson. You are expected to stand on your own. Not always through words, but through tone, silence, and expectation. You learn, somewhere between classrooms, national anthems, and the pressure to be something, that your worth is proven, not given. Independence is praised, resilience rewarded, ambition admired, until self-reliance slowly becomes self-erasure. What once protected you, the ability to endure alone, to push forward without asking, to perform competence before vulnerability, begins to cost you something deeply human, because standing alone long enough does not only make you strong, it makes you lonely in ways that are hard to name. You may feel it late at night as restlessness, as an ache success never quite touches, as the sense that connection must be earned rather than assumed. This is the paradox of a culture that celebrates freedom while quietly struggling with belonging, that tells you to be yourself while constantly measuring how valuable that self is. Psychologically, this environment is defined by hyper-individualism, a conditioning that treats the self as a project instead of a relationship. Belonging becomes conditional, subtly tied to performance and achievement, teaching the nervous system to ask, what do I need to become to stay accepted? Emotional reliance is discouraged, leading many to develop avoidant attachment patterns, self-sufficient on the surface, yet rarely feeling deeply met. At the same time, the American psyche runs in a state of chronic sympathetic activation, where striving replaces stillness, rest feels like guilt, and identity fuses with output. Even the mind's default mode network becomes crowded with comparison and self-evaluation rather than meaning. The emotional cost is a quiet, invisible grief, not the grief of loss, but of never fully arriving. Authenticity is traded for acceptance. Needs are compressed, emotions edited, positivity performed. As Jung observed, loneliness is not the absence of people but the inability to communicate what matters. And in America, many carry not only their own unlived life, but the unlived life of the culture itself, where vulnerability is optional, rest must be earned, and worth requires justification. Fear shifts form. Fear of judgment because exposure threatens belonging. Fear of dependence because needing feels unsafe. Fear of rest because stillness removes the armor. Seneca warned that suffering lies not in having too little but in wanting too much. Yet the psyche is trained to want endlessly. More certainty, more security, more proof, while quietly asking, who would I be if I stopped proving myself? These early adaptations do not disappear in adulthood. They mature into patterns that look like overfunctioning in relationships, productivity-driven identity, moving standards of self-worth, tolerance for emotional distance, intellectualized pain, and a self defined by doing rather than being. These are not flaws but coping mechanisms, strategies that once ensured survival in a system that rewarded self-sufficiency over interdependence, but survival strategies become prisons when they go unquestioned. Healing does not require rejecting independence, only redefining strength. Strength that allows softness, ambition that allows rest, autonomy that allows support. Through inner child work, shadow integration, and nervous system regulation, safety can exist without productivity and connection without performance. As the quote reminds us, you do not heal by becoming someone new, but by allowing yourself to be who you were never allowed to be. The goal is not to be fixed, but to become whole, and you do not have to carry everything alone anymore.